Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English in Minutes. I am Natasha, your host for today. If you're new here, let me tell you that we upload English learning videos every day with practice-based content to help you improve your English fluency. Step by step. In today's video, we are going on a journey, an English learning journey from level 1 to level 7. No matter where you are right now, this video will help you grow gradually. With listening and speaking exercises, short conversations, and practice paragraphs. So make sure you watch till the end. And don't miss any part. Let's begin our journey from level 1, where we focus on simple introductions and basic everyday language. Imagine you are meeting someone for the first time. You smile and say, "Hello, my name is Anna. What is your name?" The person replies, "Hi, I'm John. Nice to meet you." You respond, "Nice to meet you too, John." At level 1, this kind of basic introduction is very important. Practice it with different names. "Hello, my name is Sarah. What is your name?" "Hi, I'm David." These small exchanges build your confidence in speaking. Now let's add more to this conversation. "Where are you from?" "I'm from Pakistan. And you?" "I'm from Canada." These small questions and answers help you connect with others. A simple, short routine story of level 1 would go like this. Anna wakes up in the morning. She says, "Good morning," to her mother. Her mother smiles and says, "Good morning, Anna. How are you?" Anna says, "I'm fine, thank you." Her mother replies, "That's good." These small exchanges form the basis of communication. At level 1, we also practice very basic verbs, like I eat, you run, she walks, he drinks. These are simple present tense sentences. Try to say them slowly and clearly. Let's try. I read books. He plays football. She likes music. These are all level 1 practice sentences. You can build more examples yourself. Just remember the subject, the verb, and sometimes the object. Let's move to the next stage. At level 2, we begin to talk about our daily routines. This is where we describe our day, step by step. Listen to this example. I wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning. I brush my teeth. I take a shower. Then I eat breakfast. After that, I go to work. This routine is a good speaking practice. Try it with your own schedule. I wake up at 6. I make tea. I read the newspaper. I get ready for school. Speaking your daily routine out loud will help you think in English. Now let's go into a short story from level 2. This is the story of Ali. Ali is a student. He wakes up early in the morning. He wears his school uniform. He packs his bag and leaves for school. On the way, he meets his friend Ahmed. They walk to school together. At school, Ali studies English, math, and science. He likes English because his teacher is very kind. After school, he comes home and plays cricket. This simple story uses basic vocabulary and helps you see how common actions are expressed in English. Now let's add questions to this level. What time do you wake up? I wake up at 7. What do you eat for breakfast? I eat eggs and bread. Try to practice such questions with answers. It will help you speak faster and understand better. Now let's talk about level 3. At this stage, we use more details in our conversations. We talk about things we like and dislike, and we begin to use some past tense. Here is a conversation example. What do you like to do in your free time? I like to read books and listen to music. What kind of music do you like? I like soft and relaxing music. These types of discussions are part of level 3. Let's take a short story from level 3. Sarah went to the market yesterday. She bought some fresh vegetables and fruits. She also bought bread and milk. After shopping, she went to the bakery and bought a chocolate cake. Then she returned home and helped her mother in the kitchen. They made lunch together. Sarah told her mother about her school. It was a good day. This story uses the simple past tense. Went, bought, made, told. Listen to it again and try to repeat it after me. Sarah went to the market. She bought vegetables. She returned home. She helped her mother. You can try changing the subject. Ali went to the park. He played football. He drank water. Try to make your own simple past sentences. Level 3 also allows us to express our feelings. I am happy today. She is tired. He feels excited about his trip. Try to describe your feelings. I feel nervous before exams. I feel happy when I listen to music. These are real sentences you can use every day. Let's now imagine a conversation between two friends. Emma and Lisa are talking about their weekend plans. Emma says, "What are you doing this weekend?" Lisa replies, "I'm going to the cinema with my cousins." Emma says, "That sounds fun. What movie will you watch?" Lisa says, "We will watch a comedy." Emma replies, "Enjoy your time." This kind of future tense using going to is important in level 3. You can use it like this. I'm going to visit my grandparents tomorrow. He is going to start a new job next week. Let's take a moment to practice speaking slowly and clearly. Repeat after me. I wake up at 7. She reads a book. We are going to the park. They watched a movie yesterday. These sentences will help you feel the flow of English. At this point, you are already improving your listening and speaking. And don't worry if you make mistakes. Making mistakes means you are trying, and trying every day means you are improving. The more you speak, the more natural it becomes. Now let's take another short story for level 3 practice. This time it's about a boy named Bilal. Bilal loves to paint. Every weekend, he takes out his colors and brushes. Last Saturday, he painted a picture of a mountain. His father saw it and said, "Wow, that's beautiful." Bilal smiled and said, "Thank you, Dad." Then he painted a tree and a river. He was very happy. You can hear verbs like loves, takes, painted, saw, smiled. These help you learn how different tenses are used. Let's end this part with some practice. Speak these sentences after me. I like tea. She plays the piano. He went to the market. We are going to have lunch. These are everyday sentences that build your fluency. As we move forward in our journey, let's now enter level 4. At this level, we become more comfortable using English in real-life situations. We start building longer conversations and using the present continuous tense more often. The present continuous is used when something is happening right now. For example, I am talking to you. You are watching a video. She is cooking dinner. These are all examples of actions that are happening in the moment. You can practice like this. I am learning English. He is studying for his test. They are playing outside. Let's look at a short story using the present continuous tense. Maria is in her kitchen. She is cooking pasta for dinner. Her brother is sitting at the table and reading a book. Her mother is talking on the phone. The house smells good because the pasta is almost ready. Maria says, "Dinner is almost done." Her brother replies, "Great, I'm hungry." In this story, we see many continuous tense actions. Try to repeat them slowly. She is cooking pasta. He is reading a book. They are eating dinner. Now let's imagine a short conversation at level 4. John is at a restaurant with his friend Peter. John says, "I am waiting for the waiter." Peter says, "Me too. I am really hungry." John looks around and says, "The waiter is coming now." Peter smiles and replies, "Finally." These small but expressive exchanges are useful to practice. They help you in real life, when you are at cafes, restaurants, or anywhere else where conversations happen in the moment. Let's now practice questions in the present continuous tense. What are you doing? I am writing an email. Is she coming to the party? Yes, she is coming. Are they watching TV? No, they are studying. Try to create 5 such questions and answer them aloud. This is how you train your mouth and brain to work together in English. Now we begin using can and can't for ability. I can swim. She can drive. We can speak English. And the negative form, I can't sing. He can't cook. They can't play guitar. Let's try it in a story. Zara is 10 years old. She can ride a bicycle, but she can't drive a car. Her older brother can drive. He often drops her to school. Zara can also swim, but she can't dive yet. She is learning slowly. This story gives you examples of ability in context. Practice saying, I can cook simple food. I can't speak Chinese. I can learn English. Another powerful word we use at this level is have to or don't have to for obligation. For example, I have to wake up early. She has to finish her homework. We don't have to go today. These sentences help you express duty or freedom. Let's use them in a short paragraph. Ahmed is a student. He has to study for his exams. He has to wake up early every morning. On weekends, he doesn't have to go to school, so he relaxes, plays games, and watches movies. He says, I love weekends because I don't have to wake up early. At level 5, we begin using past continuous tense, future tense, and modal verbs for more natural communication. Let's start with the past continuous. This is used when something was happening at a specific time in the past. For example, I was studying at 9 p.m. She was cooking when I called her. They were watching TV while I was reading. Try repeating. I was sleeping when the phone rang. He was walking home when it started to rain. These are real practical uses of English. Here's a story using past continuous tense. Last night, it was raining heavily. Sam was sitting near the window and watching the rain. His sister was listening to music. Their parents were making dinner in the kitchen. The lights went off, and they all sat together in the living room with candles. Sam said, This is like camping. They were enjoying the peaceful time. This kind of story helps you listen and feel the language. Now let's practice future tense. We use will and going to talk about the future. For example, I will call you tomorrow. She is going to start a new job. They will travel next month. Try it like this. I will drink tea in the evening. He is going to buy a new phone. We will study for the test together. All these forms help you speak clearly about the future. Here's a short story with future tense. Mina is planning her weekend. She says, I will clean the house on Saturday. On Sunday, I'm going to visit my aunt. In the evening, I will watch a movie. Her friend Rena says, Sounds great. I will join you for the movie. They both smile and look forward to the weekend. This kind of story prepares you for real-life planning and discussions. At this stage, you should also start using modal verbs like should, must, could, and might. These add power and meaning to your sentences. For example, you should drink more water. We must respect our parents. He could come late. It might rain today. These words help you express advice, possibility, necessity, and more. Let's practice with a short paragraph. Adil is feeling sick. His friend says, You should go to the doctor. Adil replies, I might go in the evening. The friend insists. You must take care of yourself. Later, Adil goes to the clinic. The doctor says, you should rest for a day. These kinds of conversations help you speak English in a caring and polite way. Let's slow down for a moment and repeat some important sentence patterns from this level. I was reading a book. She will arrive soon. We might go out. You should drink water. Now, speak your own version of these. Make it personal. This way, it becomes real and natural. At level 5, we also introduce comparisons. She is taller than her brother. This book is more interesting than that one. My house is bigger than yours. Let's build a story using comparison. Sana has 2 cats. One is big, and one is small. The big cat is lazier than the small one. The small cat is faster and more playful. Sana says, both are cute, but they are very different. Try making comparisons about your own family, your city, your friends, and even your habits. At this stage, you also begin to notice how people use English differently in formal and informal ways. For example, instead of saying, give me water, you can say, could you please give me a glass of water? This small change makes your English polite and respectful. Practice turning basic sentences into polite ones. Close the door becomes, could you close the door, please? Help me becomes, can you help me, please? These are very useful in daily life. Let's now imagine a conversation between 2 people in a workplace. Manager says, could you send me the report by tomorrow? Employee replies, yes, I will complete it today. Manager says, thank you. I appreciate it. These are professional ways of speaking. Even if your English is not perfect, polite tone and clear intention help a lot. As we move further into level 6, our goal is to start using more complex sentence structures, explore conditionals, and improve our ability to express opinions, reasons, and possibilities. At this level, we focus on situations that require thinking and speaking in a more natural and fluent manner. One very important area is the use of first conditional sentences. This form helps you speak about possible situations in the future. For example, if it rains, I will stay home. If she studies, she will pass the test. If we are late, we will miss the train. These sentences are powerful because they help you make decisions, plans, and predictions. Let's use this form in a story. David is planning a picnic with his friends. He says, if the weather is good, we will go to the lake. If it rains, we will stay home and watch a movie. His friend Tom says, if we go to the lake, I'll bring sandwiches. Their friend Julia adds, if we stay home, I'll make popcorn. This short conversation is full of real-life English. Try using similar sentences in your own life. If I finish work early, I will visit my friend. If I don't sleep well, I will feel tired. At level 6, we also introduce the second conditional, which is used for imaginary or unlikely situations. For example, if I had $1,000,000, I would travel the world. If she knew the answer, she would tell you. If I were taller, I would play basketball. These sentences are great for expressing dreams and imaginary outcomes. Let's create a short scene. Emma says, if I were a bird, I would fly across the ocean. Her brother laughs and replies, if I had wings, I would come with you. These sentences stretch your imagination and your grammar skills. Now let's try to express opinions using phrases like, I think, I believe, in my opinion, or I feel that. For example, I think learning English is very useful. I believe everyone should practice daily. In my opinion, English movies help improve listening. I feel that speaking is the most important skill. Now practice with your own views. I think reading books is fun. I believe practice makes perfect. These simple sentence starters help you express your ideas confidently. Let's use these expressions in a conversation. Two friends are discussing how to improve English. Sarah says, I think watching English series is the best way. Ale replies, I feel that speaking with a partner is more effective. Sarah adds, in my opinion, both are useful if we stay regular. Ale smiles and says, yes, I believe that too. These exchanges help you participate in real conversations. We also start using relative clauses to give more information. For example, the man who lives next door is a doctor. This is the book that I told you about. She is the teacher whom everyone respects. These clauses help your sentences sound more natural and detailed. Try these. I have a friend who speaks 5 languages. This is the restaurant that we visited last week. Let's put this in a story. Raza is a chef who works in a famous hotel. He loves to cook dishes that use local spices. His team includes people who are trained in many countries. Together, they prepare meals that are full of flavor. This way, relative clauses make your stories richer. At level 6, we also focus on phrasal verbs. These are verbs with 2 or more words, like give up, look after, run out, and turn on. For example, don't give up, keep trying. She looks after her younger brother. We ran out of milk. Can you turn on the light? These are used every day by native speakers. Try them in your own sentences. I will never give up on my dreams. We ran out of time during the test. These small phrases are powerful tools for fluency. Let's take a short routine story using phrasal verbs. Sam was cleaning his house. He picked up the toys from the floor and put them away. Then he turned on the vacuum cleaner. Suddenly, the power went out. He called his friend to come over and help. Together, they figured out the problem. Later, Sam said, "Thanks for helping me out." This story includes many useful phrasal verbs. Pick up, put away, turn on, go out, help out, figure out. Now we move toward developing emotional and social English. This includes expressions like, that sounds great. I'm not sure about that. Let me think. I'd love to. These are short, natural phrases that people use in conversations. Imagine this scene. Jenny invites her friend Maya to a party. Jenny says, "Hey Maya, there's a party this Saturday. Want to join?" Maya says, "That sounds great." "What time?" Jenny replies, "Around 6 in the evening." Maya smiles. "I'd love to." These casual, friendly expressions help your English feel real and fluent. At this stage, practicing short phone conversations is helpful. Here's an example. "Hello, is this Maria?" "Yes, who is this?" "Hi, it's Lisa. I was just calling to ask about our meeting." "Oh, yes, it's at 4 p.m. today." "Great, see you there." You can also practice leaving a message. "Hi, this is Allie. I'm calling to confirm my appointment. Please call me back. Thanks." These patterns are excellent for daily life practice. Another useful skill is making requests and offers. For example, can you help me? Could I borrow your book? Would you like some tea? Shall I open the window? These make you polite and confident in real settings. Let's practice them in a story. Rena is in the library. She says, "Excuse me, could you help me find this book?" The librarian says, "Sure, I'll check the computer." Later, Rena sees her friend and says, "Would you like to go for coffee?" Her friend replies, "Yes, I'd love to." These conversations help you speak naturally. Also, at level 6, we become more aware of how to express cause and effect. We use because, So, since, and therefore. For example, I stayed home because it was raining. He studied hard, so he passed the exam. Since it's late, we should go. She was tired, therefore she rested. These connect your ideas smoothly. Try building your own. I drank water because I was thirsty. We left early, so we arrived on time. These patterns are very common in both writing and speaking. Here's a paragraph to help practice cause and effect. Nita missed her bus because she woke up late, so she had to take a taxi. Since she was in a hurry, she skipped breakfast. Therefore, she felt very tired by noon. Her teacher said, "Try to sleep early so you can come on time." Nita agreed and said, "I'll do better tomorrow." These connected sentences make your stories more fluent and logical. Let's now take a moment to breathe and repeat some mixed practice sentences. If I finish my work, I will call you. If I were you, I would study more. She is the girl who helped me. We ran out of coffee. That sounds interesting. Can you help me carry this? He left early because he had a meeting. These lines review many of the things we've learned so far. Keep repeating them with different subjects. Change the names, the tenses, and the details. This will keep your practice fresh and your brain active. If you're learning alone, speak out loud. If you have a friend, practice together. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Fluency comes from regular use and constant improvement. Now, as we approach level 7, we begin refining how we speak in both casual and formal settings. This is the time to focus on fluency, tone, emotional expression, and natural flow. You already know how to make sentences, ask questions, and give answers. At this level, we add depth. One area to focus on is expressing emotions and reactions. These include expressions like, "I'm really excited." "That makes me nervous." "I was surprised to hear that." "It broke my heart." These sentences are rich with emotion and help you connect with others. Let's use emotional expressions in a small story. Anaya just received an email. She reads it and smiles. "I'm so happy," she says. "I've been selected for the university exchange program." Her mother hugs her and says, "I'm proud of you." Later, Anaya calls her friend. She says, "I was nervous before opening the email, but now I'm over the moon." Her friend replies, "That's wonderful news. You deserve it." This kind of conversation teaches you to express happiness, anxiety, relief, and joy, all part of human connection. Another skill at this level is agreeing and disagreeing politely. Instead of saying, "You're wrong," we say, "I'm not sure I agree with that," or "That's an interesting point, but I see it differently." For example, in a conversation about daily routines, you can say, "I agree that waking up early helps," or "I understand your point, but I prefer working at night." These polite disagreements are important in group discussions, offices, and even among friends. Here's a short example. In class, the teacher says, "Reading every day improves vocabulary." One student replies, "I completely agree. It has helped me a lot." Another student says, "I see your point, but I think listening to podcasts is more helpful for me." This is how discussions happen in real life, by expressing opinions respectfully. We also begin using advanced time expressions like "by the time," "as soon as," "while," "before," and "after." These help make your stories clearer. Let's try them. By the time I arrived, the movie had started. As soon as she got home, she took a nap. While I was walking, it began to rain. I called him after I finished dinner. Practice using these in your personal experiences. For example, before I sleep, I read a book. While cooking, I listen to music. These small phrases make a big difference. Now let's create a short story using time expressions. Tariq was at work. While he was writing a report, his phone rang. It was his sister. She said, "Call me back as soon as you're free." After he finished the report, he called her. She said, "I've got good news." By the time they ended the call, both were smiling. These small details help you practice listening and speaking with time context. At this stage, you can also explore cause and result with expressions like "so that," "in order to," and "because of." For example, she studied hard so that she could pass the test. He exercises every day in order to stay healthy. Because of the traffic, we arrived late. Let's apply it. Zoya wakes up early in order to reach work on time. She leaves home at 7 a.m. so that she avoids traffic. Because of her discipline, she is never late. These patterns are excellent for expressing intention and consequence. Another useful structure is indirect speech. This means reporting what someone else said, without quoting their exact words. For example, direct. He said, "I am tired." Indirect. He said that he was tired. Direct. She said, "I will come later." Indirect. She said that she would come later. Learning indirect speech helps you report information clearly in both writing and speaking. Let's try a story. Armand said, "I'm learning French." Later, his friend told someone. Armin said that he was learning French. Armin also said, "I will travel to Paris." His friend reported, "He said that he would travel to Paris." These examples help you learn how tenses change when using indirect speech. Practice reporting news, stories, and conversations like this. At level 7, we also work on linking ideas using connectors like however, on the other hand, in addition, therefore, and although. These words help you sound like a fluent speaker. Let's try a few. She wanted to go out. However, it started raining. He likes coffee. On the other hand, I prefer tea. They studied a lot. Therefore, they passed. Although it was late, he kept working. These connectors are the bridge between your ideas. Let's use them in a paragraph. Naila wanted to watch a movie. However, her internet wasn't working. On the other hand, she had a new book to read. In addition, her brother was also reading. Therefore, they spent a peaceful evening reading together. Although she missed the movie, she was happy to relax. This kind of storytelling prepares you for writing essays, speaking in debates, or simply telling stories. Another area of focus is describing habits and routines using present perfect and present perfect continuous. For example, I have lived here for 5 years. She has been working all day. They have studied English since childhood. These sentences help describe actions that started in the past and are still true now. Let's practice. I have never eaten sushi. He has visited London twice. We have been waiting for an hour. Try them with your own examples. Here's a small routine story. Saif has been working at the bank for 10 years. He has helped hundreds of customers. Over the years, he has also learned many things about finance. He has been studying to become a manager. His hard work is paying off. These sentences show progress, time, and dedication. At this level, we also develop the ability to use passive voice. Instead of saying, "They built the bridge," you can say, "The bridge was built." The focus is on the action, not the person. For example, the food was cooked by my mother. The room is cleaned every day. The project will be completed soon. These forms are used in news, reports, and formal writing. Let's try it in a short paragraph. The school was painted last week. New desks were added in every classroom. A science lab was built on the top floor. All students were excited. The changes were welcomed by everyone. Try converting your active sentences into passive ones. The teacher teaches the lesson becomes the lesson is taught by the teacher. You should also practice expressing preferences and making suggestions. Use phrases like, I'd rather, I prefer, let's, how about, and why don't we? For example, I'd rather stay home tonight. I prefer tea to coffee. Let's watch a movie. How about going for a walk? Why don't we try a new restaurant? Let's imagine a small talk. Aisha and Miriam are planning their weekend. Aisha says, Let's go shopping. Miriam replies, I'd rather stay home and relax. Aisha says, How about we watch a movie at home? Miriam smiles and says, Perfect idea. These are polite and casual suggestions you can use anytime. Now let's slow down and do some practice. Repeat these sentences out loud. I have lived in this city for 5 years. He has been studying since morning. The letter was written by her. Let's go out for dinner. How about we meet at 6 p.m.? She said that she would call me. Keep practicing these daily. Speak them out loud, write them down, and make your own versions. Even without a partner, you can practice by imagining a dialogue. You can take 2 characters and make them talk. For example, one person says, What have you been doing lately? The other replies, I've been learning English. You can go back and forth. This makes you more fluent, more confident, and more comfortable with longer conversations. As we continue our journey through Level 7, it's time to focus on real-world conversations that reflect advanced fluency. By now, you're not just learning the rules of English, you're practicing how to apply them naturally in different settings. One essential skill is navigating professional and casual conversations. These are the types of conversations we use in offices, customer service, interviews, meetings, and even when asking for help or giving advice. Let's start with a professional setting. Imagine you're at a job interview. The interviewer says, Can you tell me a little about yourself? You can respond, Sure, my name is Sana, and I recently completed my degree in business administration. I have worked as an intern at a marketing company where I learned how to manage digital campaigns and work in a team. The interviewer continues, Why do you want to join our company? Sana replies, I admire your brand's innovation, and I believe I can contribute with my creativity and commitment. These types of conversations teach you confidence, clarity, and a formal tone. Now let's move to a casual conversation between friends. One friend says, Hey, have you watched the new movie everyone's talking about? The other replies, Yes, I saw it last night. It was amazing. The first friend asks, Who did you go with? The reply, I went with my sister. We both loved the story and the music. Conversations like these are great for practicing daily spoken English with natural expressions and follow-up questions. At this level, it's also helpful to use emphasis and intonation in your sentences. Though AI voiceovers like the one you're using may sound even, it's still important to structure your sentences with natural flow. Try using emphatic expressions like, I do want to learn more, or she really worked hard for it. These emphasize the action or feeling. Practice with these. I do believe you can do it. He really enjoys playing the guitar. They truly understand how to help. You can write these and say them out loud to get comfortable with natural stress and rhythm. Let's now practice a short routine day story using mixed tenses, expressions, and natural vocabulary. Ahmed wakes up at 6:30 every morning. He stretches, brushes his teeth, and prepares breakfast. While eating, he usually listens to an English podcast to improve his listening skills. After that, he takes the bus to work. He has been working at a bank for 2 years. His job requires him to speak with customers, handle data, and attend weekly meetings. During lunch break, he chats with his colleagues about the latest news, or sometimes practices English phrases with one of his friends. After work, he returns home and spends time reading or watching videos in English. He believes that small efforts every day lead to big results. This daily routine combines simple present, present perfect, and continuous tenses naturally. Let's now practice giving advice. This is a common form of conversation where we use expressions like, you should, you ought to, it's a good idea to, why don't you, or have you tried? For example, you should drink more water. It's a good idea to take breaks while studying. Why don't you join an English-speaking club? These expressions are polite and helpful when speaking to others. Imagine a friend named Zara is feeling stressed. You say, you seem tired. You should take some time off. Zara replies, I've been working late every night. You say, it's important to rest. Why don't you plan a weekend trip? These friendly suggestions sound natural and show care. Try using advice sentences in your own examples. You should write in English daily. It's a good idea to speak out loud. Have you tried reading English news? Next, let's explore making plans and arrangements. We use sentences like, are you free this weekend? What time shall we meet? Let's catch up at 6. Sounds good to me. These expressions are common in both messages and face-to-face conversations. Try this short conversation. Ali says, hey, are you free on Saturday? Sarah replies, yes, I am. What's the plan? Ali says, let's go for coffee around 5 p.m. Sarah responds, sounds good. See you then. These are natural ways to talk about social plans. Another useful set of expressions includes apologizing and responding to apologies. Use, I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean to. Please forgive me. And responses like, it's okay. Don't worry about it. It happens. Let's use these in a short scene. Jamal accidentally spills water on his friend's notebook. He quickly says, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to do that. His friend says, it's okay. Don't worry. I'll dry it. Jamal replies, thanks for understanding. These simple, polite responses are essential in everyday life. Let's also practice expressing surprise or disbelief with phrases like, really? Are you serious? No way. That's hard to believe. Use them in a dialogue. Yasir says, did you hear? A snowstorm is coming tomorrow. Maria replies, really? But it's June. Yasir says, I saw it on the news. Maria laughs. That's hard to believe. These phrases add emotion and personality to your English speaking. Next, we'll move to ordering food at a restaurant, which is a common real-world interaction. The waiter says, hello, may I take your order? You say, yes, I'll have the grilled chicken, please. The waiter asks, would you like something to drink? You reply, just water, thank you. After eating, the waiter says, would you like any dessert? You reply, no, just the bill, please. These are common sentences. You should practice for when you travel or dine out. Now, let's imagine a full day in English through a short story. Hina wakes up and checks her schedule. She says, okay, I have a meeting at 10, lunch with my friend at 1, and a dentist appointment at 4. She eats a quick breakfast and heads to work. At 10, she attends her Zoom meeting. Her manager says, "Please share your screen." Hina says, "Of course." After the meeting, she meets her friend at a cafe. Her friend says, "You look great today." Hina smiles and says, "Thank you." They enjoy their lunch and talk about their weekend plans. Later, Hina goes to the dentist. The receptionist says, "Please wait here. The doctor will see you shortly." Hina nods and waits. By the end of the day, she returns home and reflects. It was a busy but productive day. This full-day story uses useful language from morning to evening. As you can see, daily practice doesn't have to be boring. Use everyday stories. Talk to yourself in English. Describe what you're doing, or imagine dialogues. For example, while cooking, say, "Now I'm chopping onions. I need to turn on the stove. Let's wait till it boils." When walking, say, "I'm walking past the grocery store. The weather is nice today. There's a dog crossing the road." These self-narrated moments help build fluency fast. At this level, we also pay attention to natural conversation fillers, which make your speech sound relaxed. Phrases like, "Well, actually, you know, let me see," and "I mean," are useful. For example, "Well, I'm not sure about that. Actually, I wanted to ask you something. I've never been there." These are not necessary for grammar, but they improve the rhythm of conversation. Try this mini dialogue using fillers. Ayan says, "Well, I thought we were meeting at 5?" Zara replies, "Actually, it was 4:30. I sent a message." Ayan smiles. "Oh, I missed that. Let me check." These expressions sound just like real people talk. At this stage in your English learning journey, it's time to bring everything together. You have learned vocabulary, sentence structures, grammar rules, expressions, and ways to communicate in real-life situations. But how do you maintain and grow your fluency? The answer lies in consistent practice, realistic exposure, and personal reflection on your progress. Let's explore these final tips and continue with more practice through short stories and examples. First, let's talk about the importance of reviewing. Many learners think they must always move forward, but reviewing what you've already learned is just as important. When you go back and repeat a conversation, phrase, or story you practiced a week ago, you strengthen your memory and gain confidence. Try this. Choose one story from this video and tell it again in your own words. Change the names, places, or details, but keep the structure. For example, if the original story is about Ahmed working in a bank, create a new version where Ali works in a school. This will help you build fluency without memorizing word by word. Let's practice with one such story transformation. The original story: Ahmed wakes up early, eats breakfast, listens to a podcast, goes to work, talks to clients, comes home, and reads in English. Now transform it. Fatima wakes up at 7 a.m., drinks tea, reads the news in English, goes to her university, attends lectures, meets friends in the library, and later watches a documentary before sleeping. This method allows you to reuse patterns while expanding vocabulary. Now, let's explore expressing emotions. Talking about how you feel is an important skill in English. Use phrases like, "I feel happy," "I'm nervous," "It was exciting," "I'm so tired," or "I felt disappointed." These words give color and emotion to your conversations. Here's a story. Daniel studied hard for a week because he had a big test. On the exam day, he felt nervous, but when the test began, he took a deep breath. and focused. Later, he found out he passed with high marks. He felt so proud and relieved. Emotions help listeners understand you better and connect with your story. Let's now practice describing people and objects. Use words like tall, short, kind, intelligent, creative, polite, noisy, shiny, soft, comfortable, heavy, and so on. Here's an example. Maria is a friendly and outgoing person. She has a bright smile and always helps others. Her bag is small but stylish. It has a soft leather texture and is easy to carry. Use these kinds of descriptions in your everyday practice. Try describing your friend, your home, your phone, or even your city. Say it aloud or write it down. For instance, my phone is lightweight and has a bright screen. I use it to learn English every day. This improves your ability to form longer, more informative sentences. Let's continue with a routine evening conversation between family members. The father says, "How was your day at school?" The son replies, "It was good. We had a surprise quiz, but I think I did well." The mother says, "That's great. What do you want for dinner?" The son answers, "Can we have pasta tonight?" The father smiles. "Sounds good. I'll help cook." These home-based conversations are simple, yet powerful, for improving your comfort with speaking. As you get to advanced levels, also pay attention to differences in formal and informal language. For example, in a formal email you say, "I would like to request a meeting with you," while in a casual message you say, "Hey, are you free to chat?" Here's another pair. Formal. "I apologize for the inconvenience." Informal. "Sorry about that." Try practicing both styles by imagining one situation at work and one with a friend. You'll build flexibility in your speaking and writing. Now here's a story using both formal and informal styles. At work, Anam writes an email. "Dear Sir, I hope this message finds you well. I would like to inform you that the meeting has been postponed to Friday." Later that evening, she texts her friend, "Hey, the meeting's moved to Friday. Want to hang out tomorrow instead?" This contrast helps you develop multiple tones of communication, just like a fluent speaker. Let's now practice problem-solving conversations, such as asking for help, giving directions, or reporting an issue. Imagine you are lost in a city. You say, "Excuse me, can you help me find the train station?" A stranger replies, "Sure, go straight and take the second left. It's next to the bank." Or if you're in a store and something isn't working, you say, "Excuse me, this item doesn't have a price tag." The employee says, "Let me check it for you." These are real-life moments that can happen anytime. Here's a full dialogue to help you practice. Sarah enters a hotel and says, "Hi, I have a reservation under the name Sarah Malik." The receptionist replies, "Yes, Ms. Malik. Your room is ready. Here's your key." Sarah says, "Thank you. Also, is there Wi-Fi in the room?" The receptionist responds, "Yes, the password is written on the card. Let us know if you need anything else." Sarah replies, "Will do." Thanks again. These types of conversations are ideal for shadowing. Listen, pause, repeat, and mimic the style. You can also practice using idioms and phrases that are common in English. For example, "It's raining cats and dogs" means it's raining heavily. "Break a leg" means good luck. "Under the weather" means feeling sick. Let's use them in a story. Ali had a job interview. Before leaving, his friend said, "Break a leg." But when Ali reached the location, it was raining cats and dogs. He got wet and felt a bit under the weather. Still, he smiled and did well in the interview. These idioms make your English richer and more fun. As we reach the end of this video, remember that learning English from level 1 to level 7 is not just about memorizing words or passing exams. It's about communicating your thoughts, expressing your feelings, and connecting with others. Make English a part of your life. Read books, watch English shows with subtitles, speak to yourself, keep a journal in English, teach someone what you've learned. These small efforts every day lead to big improvements. And now, before we wrap up, here's your final practice task. Imagine your perfect day. Describe it in detail, using everything you've learned. For example, I wake up early, take a walk in the park, and drink fresh juice. I read a few pages from an English book and listen to music. Then I meet my friends for lunch at a cozy cafe. We talk about our dreams and future plans. In the evening, I watch a movie and write a short journal entry in English before going to bed. This paragraph uses daily actions, present tense, descriptive language, and emotions, all in one. Try writing or speaking your version of it. Thank you so much for staying with me through this full learning experience. Remember, progress comes with patience and practice. If you found this helpful, please give it a like and share it with others who are learning English. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, English in Minutes, if you haven't already. We upload a new video every day. To support your English journey, I'm Natasha, and it's been a pleasure to guide you today. Keep practicing, keep smiling, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.